Number 10. The Goldenberg Scandal. 511,569,409 billions lost.
In the early 1990s, Kenya was rocked by the biggest financial scandal in its history, the Goldenberg Scandal. At the center of it all was a businessman named PATTNI. Through his company, Goldenberg International, PATTNI claimed to be exporting billions worth of gold and diamonds. But here's the problem. Kenya doesn't even produce gold and diamonds at that scale. So how did it work? Kenya had an export compensation scheme, a government policy that rewarded exporters with bonuses of up to 35% of the value of their exports. The idea was to encourage trade and bring in foreign currency. PATTNI exploited the system. He smuggled small amounts of gold from Congo, just enough to make the paperwork look real. Then he inflated the figures massively and claimed billions in fake exports. And the government paid him the bonuses.
But this was no solo job. Powerful people in government were involved. The Bosire Commission of Inquiry later named key figures, including Professor George Saitoti, who was then Kenya's Vice President and Finance Minister. Dr. Eric Kotot, the Governor of the Central Bank of Kenya, was also implicated for approving payments. Wilfred Koinange, the Treasury Permanent Secretary, and Joseph Arap Kotot, a senior customs officer, were also mentioned. Even former President Daniel Arap Moi was said to bear the greatest responsibility, since the scheme thrived under his watch. In the end, Kenya lost an estimated 60 to 100 billion shillings, about 10% of the entire economy at the time. PATTNI eventually struck a deal, handing over the Grand Regency Hotel to the government in exchange for protection from prosecution.
Finance Minister Amos Kimunya later sold the hotel under controversial circumstances, sparking yet another scandal.
Number 8. Anglo leasing fraud. 55 billions lost.
In the early 2000s, Kenya was hit by another mega scandal, the ANGLO leasing scandal. Between 2001 and 2004, the government signed at least 18 contracts worth over 55 billion shillings. On paper, the deals were meant to modernize Kenya's security and immigration systems, new police communication gear, forensic labs, and even tamper-proof passports. But here's the catch. Many of the companies hired didn't exist. The most